We're not gonna get in trouble for dancing in the nurse's
Okay, are you ready?
So I had a pretty funny idea for a prank that we could pull at the nurse's office at our school. It was all in good fun, you know, and my intentions were to make the nurses laugh, because I wanted to do a prank, but not something that would get, we would get in trouble for, and I figured if it was something that was really funny and they laughed, then what's the problem, you know what I mean? So I came up with this idea, there's something we could do to the nurses. So the original concept was that Steve, my friend Steve, was supposed to go into the nurse's office and tell them that he hasn't been feeling himself lately, and that every time he hears his name, he starts dancing uncontrollably. And then, as soon as he said that, my other friend Eric was supposed to walk in and say, "Oh, hey Steve, not feeling well?" Which of course would prompt Steve to start dancing uncontrollably and saying, like, "Oh, make it stop, And, it could have been really funny. Now, of course, to film it, I would have to already be in there prior to Steve and Eric getting there. And we also wanted my friend Kevin, who you all should know from my other videos, was also going to be in on it because we wanted him to beatbox while Steve danced. Everything was going fine, and then, unfortunately, what happened was, actually, I'll just let you guys find out for yourselves.
Okay, we're doing a little prank on the nurses today, so we're going over the plan. Okay, first things first. Kevin, you're gonna go down. You're gonna call me. A minute later, I'm gonna head down. As soon as I see you pass, I'm gonna head down. Then Steve, you're gonna head. You're gonna count to 3 minutes, okay?
3 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Listen, wait until 1 minute after we you figured out. 1 minute after I passed around that corner, that's when you start counting 60 seconds.
You guys both go. Well, then shouldn't I start walking from here?
Yeah, you're gonna walk from here. So at 60 seconds, you send him down. You count another 30 seconds, and then you head down. Okay?
Okay.
If that,
okay.
Like, we don't want that much space.
Say just like every time I hear my name recently, I just can't help but dance. Okay? And then he's gonna say like, "Oh hey Steve, you're not feeling well." Make sure you say it loud. Okay. Listen, everybody's gonna talk really loud. Okay?
Yeah.
Say, "Okay, oh hey Steve, not feeling well," and then you're gonna be like, "Not again, not again." Just start. Yes, just start dancing, and he's gonna start beatboxing. Okay?
We're so gonna get. We're not gonna get in trouble for dancing in the nurse's.
Okay, are you ready?
Get in trouble for that.
Ready? All right, ready.
Let's go. Nobody can make eye contact with it and with anybody involved, because you'll laugh at me.
Just make sure you dance really funny. Come here, we gotta watch him go down. Steve. Ready?
I actually do have to make a call though.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright,
I'm going. Wish me luck.
After you go, 30 seconds.
Here we go.
No, after you go. No, you're still in.
What are you talking? So I can change it. Tomorrow we do. Oh my God, for vacation. On Thursday?
You'll have to go to the surgical supply store and get it. Or we do.
Thank you. Anybody know where you can send it at this time?
I just seen it.
She's on her way down, Elena. Okay, great. Thank you very much.
I don't know, I just feel like kind of dizzy.
Did you eat anything, like for lunch, or just...
I don't know. I'll probably... Because in class we're doing a lab, so I have to be walking around.
I'll probably pass out and die in the nurse's office.
That's morbid.
What happened next is where the whole entire thing took a turn for the worse. Eric came in before Steve was able to explain his story. So Eric said, "Oh hey Steve, not feeling well?" before Steve even was able to explain that when he hears his name, he dances.
I can't explain.
Hey Steve.
Hey, I don't feel so well, honestly.
So Steve, I guess, noticed that the whole thing was going wrong, and he got very, very nervous. He turned beet red, and he started to, I think he started to like tear up a little bit or something, because he starts rubbing his eyes, and unfortunately the worst thing that he could possibly do, I don't know if he noticed at the time, or realized what he was doing, but he was basically turning beet red, his eyes were watering, he was rubbing his eyes, and he was saying, "I don't know what's wrong with me, I just don't feel right." Now, doesn't that scream like seizure or heart attack or something to you? Something obviously didn't seem right with this kid, and the nurses have no idea what we're planning, so they're just looking at this kid who's just turning to a tomato right before their eyes, and he's saying that he doesn't know what's wrong with him. So now I'm starting to also realize that the nurse is hooking me up to like a machine and checking my pulse. And like all of a sudden she's just got this thing wrapped around my arm and it's getting tighter and tighter. And I don't even realize what's going on, so all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, because I had no idea what was going on. There was a lot more to be paying attention to, so I don't know.
Every time someone to explain this. Every time.
Why don't you go sit in the back?
I don't want to. Steve. Every time someone calls my name.
Yeah, something's wrong.
So as if it can't fail any more miserably than it already is, Steve decides to go through with what he's supposed to do.
Wait, what's wrong? Wait, tell us.
You can't stop dancing!
What?
Now dancing, right after looking like he's about to have a seizure, caused some of the nurses to think he was having a seizure, and some of the other nurses just had no idea what to think, while I think only like 2 of them realized it was a joke. Kevin obviously noticed that everything was going wrong. He didn't even beatbox when Steve started dancing. So to get Kevin to beatbox, I kind of just beatboxed a little bit. By then, it was basically over. Nothing was going to go right after that.
He's got a problem. Wait, you dance when you hear your name?
I think he's kidding.
I'm calling security.
He's kidding.
Oh.
Oh, it was a joke.
It was.
Sit down.
No, I really feel alright.
Okay, lay down.
No, honestly, I feel alright. It's just a joke.
I don't think it was fun.
What was he doing?
No, he looked like he was having issues.
Yeah. I was
Were you really joking?
You know what I
Yeah, no,
thought
that was
from
a
back
joke.
from back
Yeah, you scared the shit out of me.
Usually you're on the ground.
Well, I
No.
said I can't stop dancing.
Yeah, but you see, every time somebody calls my name, then he started turning all beet red.
Steve?
I'm not dancing.
Oh.
And he's like, I can't,
What do you
just
want?
can't stop dancing.
They have me hooked up to the machine. I just feel dizzy.
Yeah, you picked out.
She's laughing. Look, she's laughing.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I just caught the tail.
I thought you took some E-pills or something.
Pulse is really high.
And of course, after she took my pulse or whatever, it's hysterical because she told me that my pulse was extremely high, and she said maybe it's because of the kid that just danced, and I was like, oh, maybe.
Pulse is really high.
What does that mean? Does that mean I'm walking around too much?
We'll check it in a few minutes because that whole little outburst might make the pulse go up for a
That
second.
made me excited.
Yeah, I got me excited.
You're a joke. I'm too tired today.
It's not April Fool's.
Probably should have waited until April Fool's Day.
This boy right here has a little
That's fine.
right here.
As if it's not awkward as hell as it is, security gets called, and the assistant principal comes in and takes Steve away to talk to him.
Right here has a little
That's fine.
right here. And I called Carmen, he had Tricia assisted. So I'm a little bit,
And we don't know where Steve went after that, but he just came, eventually he came out, and as soon as I saw him, I got out of my seat and I just darted for the door, because I did not want to be there any longer.
So what did you tell him?
I told him it was just a misunderstanding, and I'm sorry. He's like, that's something you do in your English class. So I'm like, you know what, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. And then I asked him how his kids are doing, and he said, great, thanks for asking.
Okay, so that did not go at all as planned, but it's still freaking hilarious because of how badly it went. Alright, and nobody saw my camera. They looked at it like 5 times. We gotta wait for Kevin, though. So the nurse threatened to call security because Steve was dancing too hard. He's dancing hardcore. He's dancing hardcore. But where are they? God damn it. Here comes Kevin.
Every time someone calls my name, and someone was like, Steve, I was like, I can't stop dancing. And so they thought I was having a seizure.
What happened? What happened after we left?
So they're like, we're having this little powwow. They don't think I'm involved. They're like, oh, Kevin, I'm sorry if you're a little shaken after that. Miss McClintock, it's like, I'm going to have a conference with Steve. So.
Where's Eric? Is Eric in there?
No.
Where is he?
He left and went back to class.
No, he didn't.
No, but
Did
they,
he really? He
listen,
left.
Listen, they're talking, they're like, I thought he was going to fall on the floor or whatever, and that guy's in there was like, it was the joke? And they're like, yeah. And she's like, oh, I thought he was going to fall down and hit his head. His face got all red.
He did get red. He was nervous.
And then they're like, we got scared, so we went behind the door. Whatever, let's go back to Barbara.
Alright, let's go. We're going back.
So after my prank today failed miserably, you're probably wondering if I'm scared now to do any more pranks. And the answer, of course, is absolutely not.